Hello, welcome to this Klusterbox tutorial. In this video I'll be explaining spreadsheets. Now once you've built your carrier list and you've got all that done and you've entered in all of your clock rings there, you should be able to generate a spreadsheet. Now this isn't a spreadsheet, this is just kind of a display, an output. So, but you can kind of see you filled in all the information there, and from there you can generate your spreadsheet by going to File, Create Spreadsheet, or you can go to the Spreadsheet button. And then it will ask you, do you want to generate a spreadsheet? Yeah, click OK, and then it says your spreadsheet was successfully generated, and then you click OK, and then it will open up the spreadsheet. Now, in order for this to happen, you need a program on your computer which reads Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. The obvious program for that is Microsoft Excel. Okay, but there are other programs that'll do it. I myself use LibreOffice Calc. LibreOffice Calc is kind of a free version of Microsoft Excel, but it reads this. It reads documents with the extension XLSX, right, which is a Microsoft Excel. It's an extension for Microsoft Excel files. Now, close that out. There are places. What you do to get LibreOffice is you can go to the LibreOffice.org website, and the download is free. You just go to Download LibreOffice, and you just click Download and follow the instructions, and you'll get it. There are other things you can do. You can go to Google Docs, docs.google.com, and then that's what it looks like here. But this is you kind of move it to the cloud, and then you open it up there. So you have to have a good internet connection to do that. And there's also this OneDrive, which is kind of Microsoft Office's. It's Microsoft's website. It's their cloud. You can move your file to their cloud and then open it up in Excel here. And so that way Excel is it's on their computer. It's on their server, not on your computer. But the easiest way is just to go to LibreOffice or to buy Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office. There are other programs that are free, like Apache OpenOffice and GNumeric. I haven't tried those, but they probably work too. So anyway, let's close this out. Yeah, close that. Okay, now let's generate the spreadsheet. Okay, you get your proper dates and everything. You got your carrier list and all that. So you can go either to File, Create Spreadsheet, or just press the Spreadsheet button. So you want to generate a spreadsheet, do that. It says your spreadsheet was successfully generated, gives you the file name. And so now you're in here, and you can see that it's just your, it's a kind of a typical spreadsheet. It doesn't have any extra spaces for names. It just fills out the names in alphabetical order, and then the list stops. So it's sorted by no list carriers, work assignment list carriers, and then overtime desired list carriers and auxiliary assistance carriers. So, and at the bottom you have tabs for each day of the service week, starting on Saturday, which is the beginning of the service week. Sunday, in case that's an issue. There were people apparently who worked on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the last is the reference. Okay, and this has the tolerances and a little guide for the codes and what the codes mean. Now these will actually work when you enter them into the computer, or when you enter them into the spreadsheet. So, and then also the dates here. The date is there as well, the day of the week and the date, Monday the 8th. So, and then you have your basic headers, name, note. Note again relates to these codes. Okay, one of these codes in there will kind of alter the formula. And then return to station, that's your, if there's an issue with dispatch of value, then you can enter in when that person returned to the station, their return to office clock ring before the end tour clock ring, and sometimes that's an issue. So, but it'll probably be rare if you use that. And then you have your move on and move off for moves off of the carrier's own route. And then overtime, this total worked off the route and total of overtime off route. So, and that's the same for the work assignment carriers, and it's a little different for overtime desireless carriers because you're looking for different things. You have the availability to 12 and to 10 and 12. That becomes an issue there, and this is total availability to 12 and total availability to 10. And again for the auxiliary assistance. Now, if you have a multiple move issue, it'll look like this. Okay, if you remember, we entered in multiple moves for Jones on Tuesday, and you could see it down here, and it kind of does this. It has like different formulas here. So it actually these formulas are the same, and but it kind of, Klusterbox puts this value in here to let you know that this person worked off of the route for a total of 1 hour and 87 clicks. So that's what that looks like. And the codes, again, the codes are like annual leave right there. Let's see if we can find some different codes. Oh, yeah, okay. Here we go. NS day, the person worked 8 hours. So since NS day is entered in here, total overtime is 8 hours, and total overtime off route is 8 hours. If we remove that, then that disappears. That goes to 0, and that goes to 0. And likewise, if, say, we entered in like light duty, like light here, then let's see. Okay, if we entered in light here for the overtime desireless carriers, that would zero out the availability. So light duty, even though they work 9 hours, this is zeroed out, and that's zeroed out. And it also reflects the total. So the codes still work, the multiple move functionality still works, although it's difficult if you were to use this, if you were to say, okay, well, Adams actually had multiple moves. It's hard to kind of go back and enter those in. I don't know how you would probably just go back to Klusterbox, or close this out, go back to Klusterbox, make the change, and then regenerate the spreadsheet. That'd be the easiest way to fix this. And then the tolerances are the same. The tolerances can be adjusted in the spreadsheet. You don't have to go, you can go to Klusterbox and change them and then regenerate the spreadsheet, but you can also just change them right here. You can go to, let's say 50, and then that'll adjust all of the, totals, right? Whatever tolerance you changed. So, okay, now you can, let's close this out. Don't save it. You don't need to save it. You can just keep regenerating it whenever you need it. But the spreadsheet, you can make one just to stand alone by itself. Like say you wanted to do a spreadsheet for the day, make it daily for the 16th. Okay, you'd set it, and then generate the spreadsheet. It generates it. Now you have just blank cells. You have the name, so because the carrier list is built, and then you could just go ahead and enter in the information. So they worked, oops, 10:25, and it gives you, overtime. They worked from 9:25 to 9:75. So it gives you all these totals and the like. So it's a fully functional spreadsheet. And it can stand alone. But when you change things in the spreadsheet, it doesn't change them in the Klusterbox database. Now the Klusterbox generates the spreadsheet, but the spreadsheet can't change Klusterbox. So if you want to make permanent changes, you can just do them in Klusterbox. And that way those changes will be saved to Klusterbox. Otherwise you can make a spreadsheet and then save it, and then you can open it. But be careful, because if you regenerate the spreadsheet, then it'll overwrite the spreadsheet that's saved, unless you save it to a different location or change the name or something like that. So like for instance, look, if I'm doing it for the day of the 16th of October, right? And if I try to regenerate that spreadsheet, it'll ask me if I want to generate a spreadsheet. Yes, and then it'll give me an error message saying that the spreadsheet can't be generated, essentially because it's already open. I can't overwrite it while it's open. But if I closed it, then even if I saved it, it will overwrite that file that I just saved. Okay, so you'll see none of those changes that I made are here because it was all overwritten. And let's see what we got. Okay, now you can find all of your spreadsheets if you go to File, Spreadsheet Library, and that kind of gives you a place where all of the spreadsheets are saved too. You can just delete these if you want to and then regenerate them, or you can keep them there for reference so you don't have to regenerate them. It's not that big of a deal to regenerate them. So there is a naming convention here which might make things a little bit less confusing if you understand it. KB stands for Klusterbox, 18 stands for the year, whatever year you're using this. 10, the second number, is the month. The third number is the day, and that last letter is going to be either a W or a D, meaning weekly or daily. So this is a spreadsheet which gives you the improper mandate investigation for October 6th, 2018, and the week of that investigation. So that'll help you understand the naming convention. It's like this so that it appears in a sequential order. It just makes it easier to sort. And that should be all you need to know. Let's see here. Yeah, that should be all you need to know to generate and save files. All right, thanks.